Have you ever woke up and wondered what was wrong with you? You knew you wanted to be elsewhere, that there was more to life than the life you were living, more than the bills you were paying, the job you were keeping. Look to the horizon, to the sunsets. Your answer is there. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath and step into the nomadic lifestyle. You will not regret it. Hey, how is everybody today? Cheers. Yeah, it's been really hot here where I'm at. It's kicking my little butt. Oh. Anyway, today's video is about narcissism. Yeah, it is. So for any of my regulars, there are plenty of videos down below. Please go down and view some of those. For those of you who are curious, stick around. For those of you who are survivors or happen to be in a narcissistic relationship, let's talk. Let's get into this. You know, when I was with my narcissist, I probably went back to him 50 times. And that's the subject of the video today. Why do we continue to take our narcissist back time after time after time after time, after hurt, and after hurt? And it all has to do with love bombing. So before I ever get into this conversation, I need to let you guys know that no matter how many times you may have taken that narcissist back, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed, and don't be afraid to tell people, because that's your power. See, what happens when we're with a narcissist, we brag them up to our friends and our family. So when stuff starts to go south and life is miserable, the last thing we want to do is to tell our friends and family that we were wrong. Just say it. And there's always that glitter of hope in your heart, because you are in love with this person who doesn't exist, and you think that they are being truthful like you are, that their feelings are sincere as yours are. No, they're not. They're just not. So, as an example, there was one narcissist. I've been in a lot of support groups, and one lady conveyed that while her narc was taking money from her, he was turning around and spending it on a new supply, love bombing her. And he would come back and love bomb her enough to get back in, or hoover her in, to get some more money to go love bomb somebody else. And the fact of the matter is, that's very true. And it does happen. It really does. So I don't want you to be ashamed. I don't want you to be fearful to tell anybody that you have yet taken him back again. You know, if it reflects badly on you by the people who you tell, then they're not real friends, you guys. They're just not. And there's nothing wrong with you for taking them back time and time and time and time again. I shared a story where at one time I took my narc back. I let his ex-wife move in and sleep on my couch. So not only was I suffering his verbal abuse and emotional abuse, to deal with hers too. I'm just saying. There were so many times I took my narc back. He cycled once a week. Once a week he would love bomb hoover me back in, and once a week he would discard me. He'd pick some fight. I'd ask the wrong question, and the way my narc got out of answering truthfully was to pick a fight, blame it on me, and disappear for a few days until he thought that question blew over. Yeah. So my narc cycled once a week. Once a week we were breaking up, and once a week we were making up. And you guys, this happened time and time and time again. Why? Because I believed in the person I thought he was. And so there's no reason, if you're in support groups or you're watching videos about narcissism, for you to feel embarrassed at all and admitting that you have taken him back yet again. Nobody's going to fault you, because anybody who's been involved with a narcissist knows that this is an ongoing cycle with them. It's never going to end as long as you permit them to suck and hoover you back in while love bombing you. Again, only you can stop it. That brings me to another point. The point to when you are laying there in bed because you have broken up yet again, and you can't breathe, you can't eat, you just want them back, you think about them all the time, you wonder if they're thinking about you, and you find out, no, they're not thinking about you, they're actually out with somebody else. But a few days later, you take them back. We have to stop and realize that the manipulation and the tools that they use while they're love bombing us are tools that are so deep-seated in our psyche that it's hard for us to break that cycle. You have become a part of a cycle that you were never willing to become. And the fact is there's no embarrassment in it. Is there embarrassment in falling in love with somebody? No, not at all. And again, it's not your fault you fell in love with an animal. I think these people are spawned by Satan himself. There's no embarrassment, you guys. And knowledge is everything. You learning anything and everything you can about it, and accepting the fact that you have gone back time and time and time again. You guys, I've went back after he gave me STDs and I had to go to the doctor to get our medicine. And then he turned around and gave it to me again. And I had to go back to the same doctor and get the same medicine. But yet, I took him back again and again and again. And you guys, you're not looking at some soft-spoken, easygoing female. I'm rough and gruff. I grew up in a biker world. I have beat up men for less than what he did to me. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter what your personality type is. It doesn't matter if you would never tolerate a man ever touching you, let alone verbally abusing you. You fall prey to not that person, but the mask that they portray you. The mask that they let you see. Because I guarantee you that no matter if you've taken them back 25 times, until they're ready for that mask to completely slip, you will not see the true narcissist that dwells within. He is evil. She is evil beyond anything you've ever known in your life. They choose to emotionally consume anything and everything in their path. Their children, their spouses, their parents, their brothers, their sisters. They will consume emotionally anybody to keep themselves feeling good about who they are. Is there help from them? No. How do you help somebody who doesn't think there's anything wrong? But if you guard and you arm yourself with knowledge for one, openness for two, especially in your support groups. You guys, there's tons and tons and tons of support groups all over Facebook. There's support groups that stem from channels here on YouTube. Those support groups help me become stronger every day. But I have to say that you will not stop going back to them until you have seen that mask slip. You know, I was talking to one of my subscribers the other day through email. A beautiful, beautiful young lady in her 40s who's madly in love with a female who has a child. It's not uncommon, you guys, for a narcissist to use their children against you. This narcissist has told her for years, oh, he's your child too. Well, the fact is that's not her child. She has no legal rights nor obligations toward that child. But that narcissist will use that child against her to get her back, to get money, anything that she wants. Until that lady sees that mask fall off and knows for a fact that that woman is out for only one person, and that's herself, not even her child. These people are so sick, you guys. They are so sick. There's no limitation to what they will use you for, how many times they will take you back, and how hard they will hoover you back in just to get what they want. Just to get what they want. I'm just saying. I gave you an example on how I let my ex-wife move in. I can remember when he came back to me once and he held me and he cried and said, "I can't believe I put you through what I put you through." He said, "I sickened myself. I promise it'll never happen." Do you know what I found out? He was still sleeping with the fat married woman who gave us the STDs, as he proclaimed his love and his sorrow for me. They have no limits. So don't hate yourself. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be down on yourself just because you've taken them back yet again. Don't disappear off of your medias. Don't disappear out of your support groups. Don't stop watching your videos. And whatever you do not let them convince you that they are not a narcissist. They don't see themselves as a narcissist. The next thing I want to address is so many, and I mean so many survivors of narcissist relationships, fear that they themselves are narcissistic. You guys, that in itself, the fear that you may be a narcissist, is proof that you're not a narcissist. Because remember, narcissists don't think there's anything wrong with them. The fact is, they think everybody else has the problem. They're perfect in every way. And don't be surprised if you happen to be in a relationship with another female, a gay relationship, or another male, that they don't go toward the opposite sex. They have no boundaries. They're not just gay. They're not just straight. Some of them will hop that fence just to get what they want, regardless of who it is. They have no class, no morals, no integrity. So don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed that you've taken them back for the 100th time. Don't be ashamed that you've told your family that that was Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. If you don't let people know what's going on in your relationship, they are already telling the same people that it's all you. And you know it's not. They're going to have you thinking it is. They're going to have you believing it is. But it's not you. Knowledge is strength. Don't stop, guys. And whatever you do, don't be embarrassed or ashamed to admit that, yes, you have taken them back yet one more time. Let me share with you something my ex left me over one time. Antiperspirant. Remember I told you he was a big guy, a heavy set guy. And he was going to go do a gig this one day. It was very hot outside. And he wouldn't wear deodorant. And I don't even need to tell you about the body funk on that one. But I had suggested, because he complained about sweating under his man boobs, and I said, put some antiperspirant there, and maybe it'll stop. He threw it at me. He threw it at me. And spent the day with his married lover. But anyhow, don't be surprised at the fights that they pick to get out, or the way that they hoover and love bomb you to get back in. Love bombing is their go-to. It's how they sucked you in the first place. It's how they made you so comfortable that you shared everything with them, including your vulnerabilities. And they will use that a time and time again to suck you back in and love bomb you each and every time they discard you and they need something that you have. Anyway, remember to love yourself. And remember, no contact is the only way to ensure that you will never take them back again. Because they can't get through to love bomb you. They can't get through to hoover you. And you can even make it to where their flying monkeys can't find you. Do yourself a favor. Take control. Only you can stop it. And if you haven't, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed and don't go away. Stay fighting. Stay gaining the knowledge. The more knowledge you retain, the stronger you will become. Have a blessed day. Remember to love yourself. You are not what that narc said you were. Peace. Have a great day. Bye-bye.